All right, so we live, man.
Mm-hmm.
Peace, peace, peace to the God. Um, let's go ahead and let me start the recording on Apple and Spotify and everything like that. Hold on one second. Y'all pardon me on that. I'm still waiting on my cha-ching anyway. There we go, my cha-ching. So we live. Peace to the God. This is Brandon B. Dixon. You tuned into the Power of Ownership podcast. I got my guest host Stephen Contreras here.
Hey
And
guys, how you doing?
I got a couple of special guests for y'all. I got um Chief Baba G in the building.
God. Why y'all
God.
gonna call me God? That's good. I put that on purpose just to see if y'all would call me by my name.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
You know what I'm saying? Chief, God, I'm gonna call you Chief. I like Chief. Then
My name is God.
God, I have no qualms about that. You know that?
My name is God.
Yeah, so
we're all one, right?
yes, sir. Then y'all seen before, it hadn't been in a minute. The God as well, Chop the Barber, 360 in the building.
Is the
You know,
chapter?
so
Peace.
So let's get our introduction out the way real quick, and then let's hop into it, man. What we do real quick, we run it down, we promote real fast. 2 minutes. First of all, I want y'all to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Instagram, all my social media at Billionaire Loan Officer. So YouTube is the same thing. Go ahead, follow us. Steven is at Steven_Contreras. If y'all like what we're doing, here go to Cash App, the Power of Ownership. Also, you Cash App Steven1234. If you trying to get a mortgage, go to my website, www.hocmortgage.com. We about to get into this. Do we own or do we not own? We about to get into this in a second. Also, if you want to book me for training sessions or whatever, go to www.billionaireloanofficer.com. Also, you can call me 832-775-8357. You can call me 24/7. We're not going to keep y'all too long. Let's go ahead and tell you what the show's about. If this is your first time tuning in, this is the Power of Ownership podcast. We talk about not only ownership of businesses, we talk about ownership of properties, intellectual property, so on and so forth, but ownership of the mind, body, and soul. We bridge the gap between the seen and the unseen realms in order to bring stuff into fruition. So with that being said, let me go ahead and introduce myself. And Steve, y'all, let's go ahead and pass it around and let's get a full introduction out of everybody. Yeah, my name is Brandon B. Dixon. I'm a published author, entrepreneur, mortgage broker, so on and so forth. So, Steve, go ahead in. Go in.
Yeah, I'm a geologist here in Houston, Texas. Kind of like a Renaissance man. I'm a studier of the arts and sciences. Trying to spread peace, love, and positivity to everyone who wants to listen. Trying to help mankind each and every day I can. Trying to spread the wealth, and that's what I'm about.
Chief God, what you got? You want to introduce yourself to my audience and introduce yourself?
I'm God.
That's it. Nothing else.
God.
Right.
You listening to the Most High. I'm God.
Always.
Right. Shot, what you got?
He flows through everybody.
Yeah, for everybody, man. I'm also God. Man, pleasure to meet yourself.
Exactly. There you go.
And I move around, I cut hair, I do several different things. I'm also a shaman. I'm into different arts and things of that nature. So it's a pleasure to be here with y'all.
Peace. So let's go ahead and get started, man. Let's go ahead and open the panel up, man. Let's go ahead and start with the first question, man. The first topic I want to talk about. And this is specifically designed for Chief God. I'm gonna call him Chief God and Chop God, so we distinguish the two. So this is specifically designed for Chief here. Ownership versus non-ownership. Should we get this guap? Should we get this money? Should we get this paper? Or should we not?
I'm gonna tell you like this. You cannot serve two masters. You will love one or you will hate the other. You will be devoted to one or you will despise the other. You cannot serve God and money.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. You can't serve two masters. So which way would be, I guess, the correct way? Non-ownership, like the Native Americans and the Native people before us, or the ownership of?
And right after that, that's exactly what people asked Jesus in the Bible. They said, "Well, how will we eat? What will we drink?" Ooh, what's going on here? I'm missing out on this meeting. I got a meeting right here. I'm missing out right here. Yeah.
we can see, but
They
yeah.
giving butt naked massages in my living room. Oh, I'll call y'all back. Nah, but hold on, man. I'm gonna pull it up for you, man. I think this is an interesting one right here. I think the chat is going in. People coming in the chat. Peace to the gods.
Peace.
Yeah. Peace, Mary. Right. Miss Mary Mac. Peace. Happy to have you here.
Yep. It might be some rude people in the chat, so I got a lot of haters that be.
It's all good. Ignore the haters, but the ones that spread love. We'll read their comments or we'll read their questions on there. But once we get a break, we got to go in on these topics though. This is important to hear. This is the contrast where myself and Baba disagree. I know Chop and I have a different opinion on it. I want to hear everybody.
Always go with the Christ conscious.
Right.
Here's what the Christ conscious says. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life worth more than food, and the body worth more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow nor reap or store away in barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not more valuable than they? Can any one of you worrying add a single hour to your life? Why do you worry about clothes? So when I said this, immediate people was like, well, how are we going to do this and how are we going to do that? And that's what they said to the Christ. That's what the Christ said. He says, see the flowers of the field, they do not labor nor spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor is dressed like one of these. If this is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow thrown in the fire, will he not more clothe you, ye of little faith, ye of little faith? So do not worry about saying, what shall we eat, what shall we drink, and what shall we wear? For the pagans run after these things. The pagans run after these things. But seek ye the kingdom of righteousness. I'm sorry. For the pagans run after these things, and your heavenly Father knows you need them. But seek ye first the kingdom of righteousness, and all things will be given to and added to you.
Amen.
Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has its own worries will worry about itself. Each day is enough trouble of its own. So we are supposed to live in the moment, the Christ says. We are not supposed to serve money. We're supposed to do things from our heart and have faith that Allah or God or the Almighty Oneness will provide for us. So we're not supposed to work for money. I don't do anything for money. I take donations, but I don't do anything for money because I despise the system. You cannot serve God in money. That's my take.
Chop, you want to add on to that real quick? Or you want?
I feel like that. No, I feel like. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Or you want give your angle, you know what I'm saying, your angle at this?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that's an interesting perspective, but I don't think it's with all due respect, I don't think it's an all-inclusive perspective, if you will. Because I mean, you could take different verses and texts, and it's not like I live by those particular scriptures or anything of that nature. I feel like they're all echoes of one truth, if you ask me. But you could also take a verse like Luke 22, when he said, when I sent you without purse, bag, or sandals, did you lack anything? They said nothing. And then he said to them, but now, if you have a purse, take it. And if you also have a bag, if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. So he also said that before he left. And he told you, If you don't have, when I was with you, yeah, of course. But now that we've been separated, you're gonna have to do what you got to do to make sure that you take care of your business. So you can't do that without the aid of. You can't be comfortable. Nobody can produce or do work. That's power, the ability to do work. Nobody can do work. I mean, unless it's on another level. And if it's on another level, then there's no need in discussing this. You're on a whole different vibration. So yeah, go do your thing the way that you see that you should do it. But without money, I don't see how you're going to make any moves, how you're going to make any impressions, how you're going to do it. If you go back and look at those same scriptures that you're looking at, every one of them, a lot of them down through the times, you had some people on both sides, some incredibly rich financially, some incredibly rich spiritually. But when you bind the two, that's when you build the ultimate power, is what I think. But that would be my rebuttal. But I see where you're coming from. But I don't think that's an all-inclusive look, because, like I said, if you look at that one, he said, when I was with you, you know what I'm saying? Did you need anything? Nah, nothing. That's the one that you were talking about. But when he said, now that I'm leaving you, take it. If you don't have a sword, go sell your coat and get one. So, I mean, you have to look at that flip side of the coin as well.
I'll let you go back at that if you want, or if not, I'll let Steve chime in.
Absolutely. I think he took it out of context. Jesus was talking about buying and selling because of the system. He never said that you couldn't buy and sell. He said you don't work for it. You see? So the trick in that is that he told them, and this wasn't the same passage when he told them that. He told them this not to take when he sent them out in twos. So, but he never ever told them to work for money. It's different to get money and trade for money. It's different that the money comes to you. Said the Heavenly Father will send you what you need. When you get it, what you do with it, that's never say anything about that. What I'm saying to you is that you shouldn't be working for it.
Yeah, because I would agree, because you have to live in the moment is one of the hardest things to ever be able to achieve. And so when you're there and in the presence of perfection, everything just comes to you at will. So if your will, or if the divine will that is leading all of us, and your purpose here on this planet is to be the mayor of a city, or to be able to do a podcast, or you're going to be a teacher, anything, or you're going to be a billionaire. These things are already set for you. You just have to be able to see it. So it doesn't matter what the money.
I'm sorry, real quick, Steve. Hey, how did we get to the point of working for money, though? Where did that come from exactly?
Ownership, I guess. A lot of people.
I was asking.
Okay. Yeah.
How did we get to the point of what?
Working for money.
Of working for money.
The lack of morality. When we fell into our lower self, and we're in our egos, which is separation, we don't see each other as each other. The morality will replace money. If you see me as you and I see me as me, and we had a connection, and we had a spiritual connection where you were enlightened that I am you and you are me, it's no way that you can love yourself and hate your brother. There's no way that your brother can be hungry. There's no way. So the lack of morality is why money was created. So in God we trust, which is that money. We should trust in each other.
Right. So just to add my piece on, yes, you're correct. This was at a specific point in time where Yeshua was talking to his disciples, but he also said, I agree with Chop as well, once that consciousness, which most don't have or are separate from, they're split, then that's when the buying and selling and the barter system that comes into place. Don't forget, I believe that money, and I know that money is moon energy. And that's strictly a reflection of your intent. So when you as the son, or a person or soul, you here for a reason, and you serve that purpose. That shadow or that reflection of that purpose is going to come, this energy, whether it be attention, whether it be devotion, whether it be admiration. that's going to come. That energy has always been there. What has come of late, and with the the Western society, the Roman society, and whatever, the Eurocentric society, they replaced that with a paper system, a fake fiat system, and now this is what we have. My thing is, for it to be modern, why can't we master this system? Why do we have to run from this system? Why can't we embrace this system, master it, and then once we're on top of the board, then change it? Because in order to stop a speeding car, you don't just stop at a dime. You slow it down first, then you reverse it, then you go back the other way. But we can't do a 180. It's not practical, not in this dimension. So we have to slow this car down first. Why don't we get into this? My stance is, let's go ahead and beat him at his own game. Let's go ahead and beat the game. If we're in the game, why not go hard at it? That's always been my stance. So I say get this guap. Get this guapolini. Yeah, you're right. As you can see it coming right now. We talked about this on the last show. Inflation, pretty soon, dollar is going to be zero. It's not going to exist. But why not get it while it's here? Too Short said, get it while the getting is good. I'm not going to sit there and do nothing. I'm gone.
Do I rebuttal? Or do...
Yeah, go ahead. It's open panel.
Okay, I'm not talking this. I live it. I haven't had a job this whole journey, and I haven't had a job since I left on a spiritual journey. I've been walking on water. And I want to tell you by my own story. I've never needed anything. Only thing I focused on was teaching the knowledge of self and living a righteous path, and everything has been provided for me. Money has come miraculously. You have no idea. You do not have to work. I bet you, if you was to try it, it would work. But look, check this out. Someone gave me $300,000. Someone gave me $2,500. Somebody gave me $50,000 on this journey since I've been here. People have donated me money out of nowhere. Thousands of dollars come out of nowhere just so I can eat. And I never lived I have nothing to do. When you are the universe is trying to show you this, you do not have to work for money. I have something called cosmic currency.
Right. That's a good thing. We're going to talk about that later on.
Right. Cosmic currency is the fact that when you start doing what you love, when you start doing what your purpose is for free, and even all rich people will tell you this, don't work for money. Don't work for money. Any rich people will tell you. The guy that wrote the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he tells you, don't work for money. Whatever you do, do it for free. Right? But the concept is that your integrity is not jeopardized when you do something from your heart. And you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So my whole thing is, outside of religion and outside the Bible, you were never meant. Nothing in nature, all of the other species, from the whales to the lions to the tigers to the bears to the roach to the ant, nothing works for currency. It works for, it serves its purpose. It does its purpose. And in that, everything in nature works for something else, and in return, it sustains itself. So once you get in the culture of nature, when you are coming one with the universe has a way of providing for you. This is where you start to give without season. Instead of asking for something, you give. And what do I have to give? The more you give into the universe, the more must come back to you. But you have to get in the algorithm. Sort of an algorithm. So I'm getting cars away. As much as I've gave, much as I've received, I've gave twice. And I've gotten more and more and more and more because I've given so much. And I'm always in service to humanity.
I definitely feel that. I'm gonna let y'all rebuttal after this. I definitely feel that.
The gods is in the building. They in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure. Peace to the gods. Yeah.
Right. I definitely feel that, but I think it's to a certain extent. Don't forget where we are, what we are, and what we're doing. And don't forget that everybody won't be on the same program. Everybody, it sounds great, but everybody won't be on the same accord. Not in this dimension, not in this realm. So everybody for those enlightened ones, yes, that's great. But how do we scale that? How is that scalable? And if it was, there was no need for us to be here. I'll leave that like that. Steve, Chop, y'all want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I mean, I really can't. I don't want to say rebuttal because that seems kind of like a negative connotation. And anything that's positive, I have no desire or wish to, speak against or go against it. I think the way he's speaking is positive, and that's true as he sees it. And I don't see any problem with it. I don't agree, but I think there's a lot of mixing. You're mixing issues that don't go together, and it could be problematic once you see it from a different angle. Like me, particularly me being a barber, people would say that's working, but I mean, if anybody knows,
both y'all barbers. My bad. Go ahead. I just thought about that.
I got a story about that when he's done talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, but me being a barber is more. It's not about, and I already know your story, bro. Like I told you, I've been watching you for a while. I know you owned a barbershop. I know how that happened. I already know how you came into it, which fits into your whole paradigm of what you was just saying. But I'm expressing it from a different point. I'm not necessarily a barber to make money. I'm a barber because, first of all, there's multiple reasons for it. But if you understand alchemy at all, then the alchemical processes that happen when you're cutting hair and you're interacting with somebody, it's an exchange of energy. And there's a lot that can happen from just being behind a barber chair and talking to somebody, which I'm sure you can understand. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear to people. Like, I feel you, but at the same time, bro, you got how did the people that invested in you, I'm not even gonna say gave you money, but they saw something and they were willing to invest. How did they get this money? If they didn't, how did they get it? And if they didn't get it, I'll leave it like that.
Steve, you got something to add on to that right quick?
Yeah, sure. The Book of Nature is a very interesting thing. It has its pushes and pulls, and in my personal opinion, the whole goal is to fall in line with nature, right? And what God was talking about is being able to manifest that lifestyle, that the happiness and the work of love and God Himself pursuing everything, and it's okay for us. There's groups of people who will just live off the land, like that would rather be homeless and walk the land and nature and see what manifestings they can do each and every moment. Like, oh, I need $20 to get some gas. How am I going to do it? And boom, $20 just happens right there. And that's when you're in sync with the universe. I think that's what he's trying to say. And when you're trying to build something, a business, a family, a community, a kingdom, anything, if you don't have that sync, that ownership of self and love, that you won't be able to own anything. And then it's just then you're the slave to the other master, right? Not the money. You're working for the money instead of for self and love. So I don't think there's anything wrong with owning anything, because our whole goal here is to learn and to build, right? And so if your journey is to build something like a business or a shop and self, you always have to keep on working at your craft. And if your craft is nature and you follow the laws of nature, everything will come into place how it should.
Right. Again, I don't disagree with that. But I think, again, we're half God, half Zilla. So everything is a duality. I understand that this particular system, and I always preach bimentalism, dual mentalism, and that's the nature of us. Again, I understand that this is all fake. It's not real. But I also understand I agreed to be here. And why did I come here? So instead of trying to go outside of the system, why can't I go within the system and reprogram the system? Why can't I use the laws of cosmic currency, being the best me, and not only exceeding and excelling in this particular third density, but sitting on my right place where I am the creator. We're sitting back to where we're ushered in the kingdom from within, from the fall of the rebels and stuff like that. Why we have to go somewhere else?
Bro, ain't that what Neo did when he got tired of fighting the agents? When he got tired of fighting them and getting his ass whooped all day, he jumped inside his body and imploded it from the inside.
Right, no doubt. And that's what I call myself all the time. I'm the socioeconomic Neo. Why not? Why can't we? Why can't we do this thing? Is that difficult? Why? I understand. Like, it's all going to collapse. Everything collapses. Nothing is infallible. But why not? Can I get that answer? Why not, Chief? Why not?
What you have to understand is that you're talking from within the matrix. The matrix is a cancer on the planet. It's a virus on the planet. We came here to heal the planet and restore the planet. You either on the right team or you on the wrong team. If you're talking about getting money, then you're heading in the wrong way. And J. Cole said it. He says, the good news is that you came a long way. The bad news is that you went the wrong way. I think, when we chase money, we miss out on understanding the morals in the situation. And I know you guys saying you can do both. And I'm telling you that you can't. It's impossible for you to serve both God and money. God meaning.
Can I interject there? Not to cut you the bill, but I never, ever said chase money. I said
never.
You do your purpose of money. The moon energy will reflect. It's always gonna come to you. Never chase money. Why would I chase something that's fake?
It's a byproduct.
It's a byproduct of you doing your purpose.
The effect.
Okay, so let's go into barbering, so we can just go right into it. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Handle it. Let's go.
You're not supposed to be cutting your brother's hair.
I disagree about that.
Says who?
Right.
The question is just says who, just for the sake of everybody.
Right. Where are you getting that information from?
Who came and decreed that? I know if somebody told me who did it. Like, nobody had to tell me to breathe. Nobody had to tell me to
breathe. Where did that information come from?
Nobody had to tell my heart to beat. Nobody had to tell me any of this.
Okay, so I thought I was dealing with some gods. All right, so
I create my own reality. So are you going by somebody else's information?
Oh God, let me see here. Let me see if I can explain this to you guys. I thought you would have understood this. Okay, so when it comes to, this is why I let my barbershop go, because I did the understanding and the research, the deep research on what is here, what is the function of here. And man, I thought you guys knew this. I thought I was on the panel with some upper level, but then you can't be a barber and be in tune with the universe, because the universe your hair is growing naturally. You cutting your hair off, or cutting your brother's hair off, is cutting his antenna off.
Let me explain something to you. My job is not to go and preach to anybody what to do or what to do, not to do, because there is no good or bad. I thought you understood this.
Right.
Which is why it's funny to hear you tell me about some law that don't exist.
Right.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. I have no obligation to tell anybody anything of how they're supposed to exist.
Okay, so why is hair growing? What is hair?
Hair is hair or fur? Which one are you talking about?
What does it matter what hair is? What does it matter what hair is? If you're not gonna go and tell every person that you see drinking themselves to death outside a liquor store not to do it, we don't need to have a conversation about this. This is common sense.
Let me put
if you're talking about ether, if you want to get into the ethers, that's cool. Like, cause I told you, I have no type of qualm or discord with you. But it's funny what you're saying and how you're presenting it. I just wanted to point that out.
In my opinion, hair is a sign of morality. Actually, people who lose hair or their hair turns gray usually means they've had a rough life, unfortunately.
I disagree with that as well. I think your body automatically sheds skin cells. I think your nails grow and you cut them. I think you defecate when your stomach is full. I think that's this part of nature. When your hair gets too long, you can cut it. Also, don't forget we set up a society where these are the rules. This is what we set up. This and you abide by the rules of the society. And I don't forget I'm half God, half Zilla. So my outward appearance, I wouldn't look good with my hair going. In my opinion, with my hair grown, I would look crazy. So I do what I wilts.
Yeah, I've been tapping into different dimensions way before I started growing my hair, though. It has nothing to do with it. That's like talking about circumcision being literal in the Bible. Right. It sounds really silly when you talk about the spirit. It sounds really, really silly.
God.
Yeah. It's debatable. That's debatable too.
Right. So that I don't get where to cut hair. I think that's somebody else's affirmation that you could, what you have the right to, if you want to create and live by that particular rule. That's your rule. I'm the God. I could bust through that rule, and we have. It means nothing to me. You go ahead, rebuttal.
I am appalled. I cannot believe I'm hearing these thoughts come from you guys, man. Unbelievable that you guys are saying this. Two melanated gods don't understand the power of their hair.
Let me ask you something. Is my hair real?
You keep going. You keep going to real. You always go to what's real and what's fake when you're defending your point. Stop doing that, because I can always say that about everything that you're talking about, whether it's money or anything. Listen,
it's not real. And the reason
bring truth to light. Then what is it that we missing, bro?
What we missing?
I would like to know.
I'm going to teach you, brother, because I love myself.
Let's go. That's what we on the panel for.
Let's go, my brother. No matter what, love you too, my nigga.
I'm going to give you what I got. Okay. I'm going to give
Please don't pull up no Bible scriptures, bro.
Bro,
yeah, get it together, bro.
Nah, this is I'm shocked that you guys don't understand the importance of
understand. Fear. Don't forget there's 3 levels. There's understand, overstand, and understand. I understand quite well. I overstand it, but I don't understand it. I don't alchemize that because I choose not to.
Okay. Okay. Go. You guys ready to have a lesson on here?
Let's go.
Okay, so I will help you. You ready? This is for you. This is for you. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to flip my camera. Wait, can you flip your camera?
Hey, this is going to be some deep shit, bro. This shit going to be deep.
I don't think you can flip it on there. But
okay, so I'm trying to figure out how can I allow you to see this. Let's see here. Here you go. I got something for you. You ready?
Yep.
Can I email this to you and then you play it on your screen? Yes, I can. What's your email?
Yeah. Go ahead. Send it to freetv@gmail.com.
Hey,
Same one.
This must be deep, bro. This is dramatic, man.
Yeah, I think I can't share my screen.
Dramatic, brother. What are you talking about?
It's drama. Like we waiting to hear what you gonna say.
You sound like
you got everybody captivated and waiting. I'm just like, man, time is kind of precious a little bit.
Brother, sound like
all I can say, the Rastafarians don't believe in cutting their hair for spiritual purposes.
Right, and again,
look at my hair. What do you?
Brother, I'm going to give you the ultimate understanding of your hair, brother.
I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Understanding, overstanding, and understanding.
The ultimate.
You just recently cut your hair like it was last year.
I know, because I had a demon.
What's a demon?
What kind?
I'm not even gonna get into that today. as far as what is, and try to have you answer yourself. I'm just answering for you.
I'm listening.
So, but nah, my thing is this. I'm gonna give y'all my point of view. I'm not gonna answer like I did on your show. I was trying to get you to answer yourself, but we are in a simulation.
Oh God. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, we are in a simulation.
My bad.
I could do whatever I want. There are rules that can be manipulated. There's rules that can be reprogrammed. There's rules that can be totally avoided.
What's your email again?
freetvdvd@gmail.com. Just respond to the when you
Hey, I need somebody in the chat to actually send him the hair coil electrical magnetic field video. Can we email that to him, guys, in the chat? Thanks. What was the email one more time?
freetvdvd@gmail.com.
I've heard of that before.
What's that?
The electromagnetism in hair.
Yeah, I'm about to break it down. So I want him to show it on the screen so we can educate everybody.
How long is the video?
1 minute.
Okay, cool. We can do that. But I get it. Yes, but
you don't get it.
Yeah, I could overcome. I'm more powerful than all of that, and that is a fact.
Okay.
So,
all I have to say is the laws in the Book of Nature is very strange. Very strange.
Did you email it to me?
I think my guys are emailing it to you now at the room. They're sending it to you.
Let's see. No, I ain't got nothing yet.
Yeah, and some things that are pretty sacred, some people can't talk about.
If that's your belief system, if that's your way of living, if you think that growing your hair is supposed to make you more powerful, or
then you have to be border.
Right. If that's supposed to be, if I tell you I was able to tap into
you tell me the email one more time.
Free TV DVD@gmail.com. And nothing's in there yet, but
it's getting sent right now. Trust me.
Right.
This video going maybe if you don't have cognitive dissonance, if you open to learning something new.
Right. No doubt. I'm agreeing with you, but you see, I'm gonna get into something. I'm gonna run a video. I'm gonna save it for my rebuttal, but I'm gonna smash all of that. I already know where it's going. Don't forget who you're talking to.
If you was a Nuwaubian and you understood African culture, it would make sense. It ain't gonna make sense to nobody else.
Everything I say is with clarity. I only speak facts.
Whose facts?
I hope so.
Science.
The presence of angels are always very powerful.
I still don't see anything. You sure it went through?
It should be getting sent to you.
Nothing in there.
I'm trying to figure out. Can I ask one question? Because why are we waiting on?
Because I think this is important for the haircut, man. I think
you can't break it down, God.
Yeah, man. Because I ain't getting it.
You can't break it down for us.
So break it down for me. If it's only a minute, break it down.
Just give us the science.
Yeah, because I refresh, ain't nothing in there, bro.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They're sending it now. They're sending it now.
It has to do with frequencies and how the hair reacts within nature.
I put this video together so good that it's undeniable.
Well, I ain't got it.
You're gonna have it. You're gonna have it in like a second or two.
And all I have to say about it too is like the idea of being able to manipulate one's surroundings.
Hey, before we start this, are y'all thinking that we don't understand the purpose of hair?
Right.
Is that what
Yeah,
you're
that's what I think. I think that's where you're at.
Before you go any further, because I already told you, and if you go back, I told you, it's not my job to tell somebody what to do one way or another. That's not my purpose.
Right. Also, I'm beyond that. I'm to the point where
check your email
that I could do things that most can't. Well, if I tell you I was able to touch the Christ consciousness with a bald head, would you say I was lying?
No.
Huh?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So game over then at that point. If you don't believe I'm a Christ, why are we talking?
Because I'm here to teach you.
Okay. So
I think the rules apply differently than they used to. Probably about 1,000 years ago, when it was easier to be able to have the universe flowing for you, it made a bigger difference than it does today. That's just my personal opinion.
You said what, Steve?
I said about 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago.
All right, I think I got it now.
The world wasn't so heavy and congested, so it'd be easier to be able to tap in, and keeping the longer hair was beneficial to be able to
download this.
Control things. Now the world is so weighted down. It doesn't matter as much as it used to. I mean,
all right, let's see if I can share this. Hold on 1 second.
This hair, got cut.
I'm gonna break it down to you.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Is that coming through?
Can you make it full screen?
Is this a song or something?
No, it's something written on that page right there. Okay. Can you X out the continue to billionaire thing? Can you X so we can stuff? Why did y'all email him the whole video?
I'm not sure what this is.
Point out, I read that in that nine Ray Ether Engineering.
Okay,
can
we read
a lot of that stuff that he's showing? I just want to point that out, but okay.
Because I think you want to read it?
I think he thinks
that's doing. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your bill, God.
Go ahead. I need him to read it.
I'll read it. Electrical magnetic coils are used in electrical engineering and applications where electrical currents interact with magnetic fields and devices. It moved. It moved.
Yeah. I didn't take it. I didn't do anything. Is this a video? What is it?
The video, you gotta pause it, that's all.
Okay.
Why didn't they send you the original video?
I think you're missing a point, bro. I feel that, yes. Cool.
I don't know why they didn't just send you the video.
It's okay.
I gotta figure out how to unshare my screen. Hold on a second.
Yeah, we can keep moving on. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, the video. Why are we gonna move on? We haven't addressed the issue. How can we move on? The video
got sent to you.
We can't move on. No, we can't.
Yeah, go ahead.
The video got sent to you, bro.
Am I still sharing my screen?
No.
The video got sent to you, bro, from Solar Sounds. I think it's very important to talk about it and to share this information is very important.
So it's from Solar. You talking about this where you got to download?
Yeah, that video is the video right there.
All right, let's see.
Now you'll be able to pause it.
Can you see it?
No, you're not sharing your video.
I'm not?
No.
Hold on a second. All All right, let me see if I can share this. All right, so that should be, you can see that, right?
Yep.
Yes.
HOC.
Huh?
Yep, I see it. Oh, you just X'd it out. Okay, there it is.
You see that, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, what we got? Run it.
Okay. See. Where was I? I'll just.
You got to put hide. Hit hide. Hit hide.
Right here? Oh,
No, hide.
there you go.
It says hide.
Okay.
So
Electromagnetic coils are used in electrical engineering and applications where electrical currents interact with magnetic fields in devices such as electric motors, generators, inductors, electromagnetics, transformers, and sensor coils. The more turn of wire, the stronger the field is produced.
Okay. Does everybody understand that?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Did everybody grasp that?
Yes.
I read that probably like 5-6 years ago, but that's cool. I got you.
Right.
And that.
So I know you teach. I'm sorry, but I feel kind of like you kind of moving slow.
You feel kind of like what?
Because you're moving slow.
No, with this. Obviously, I got to give you this information again because you ain't applied it.
Okay.
Now, what this is saying is that in electromagnetic coils is used in electrical engineering and applications where electric current interacts with magnetic fields. Your body is a magnetic field. Would you agree?
Somewhat.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Not somewhat. It is.
Okay.
It has
an electric. Yeah.
All of your cells stay together off of magnetism. Mm-hmm. It's a magnetic field.
It's an exact image of the Earth, and it's all its parts.
In devices,
so your point is you're gonna live forever, correct?
In devices, come on, man. In devices such as electric.
I'm just asking.
Bro, in devices such as electric motors, generators, inductors, electromagnetics, transformers, and sensor coils, the more turns of the wire, the stronger the field produced. Now push play. I just put it together so people can read it and then listen to the music while they listen to it. But it's very educational.
Stop right there.
Stop right there. Now, remember what we just read about the more turns in the wire, the higher the field. This is why the good here is actually the more coiled here. Why is the coiled here, the 9 ether here, more good? It's because it allows us to tap into higher brain waves. Your here is an extension of your brain. The creator, the Messiah, or whatever, or the whatever you want to call it, Allah, the maker, you did not create this for no reason. The more coiled the hair is, the stronger the magnetic field. So that we have brain waves that tap into gamma waves that gives us heightened understanding and enlightenment. And your hair is connected to your brain. The reason being, I stopped cutting black people's hair is because it was a weapon used back in indigenous days when they got slaves. The first thing they did was cut their hair. They cut their connection to the ether. It's called 9 ether. Why? Because your hair is connected to your brain. If you keep watching, I'm gonna go forward.
Pause it there. Keep going.
Yeah, you can pause it there for me, please. Now, I know you went to barber school, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, so you know about the different layers of hair, but what they didn't teach you is something called, and you got to research this, it's called the hair root plexus. Now, what the hair root plexus is actually nerves that that actually connect to the root of your hair, the bulb of the root of your hair. These nerves connect your hair to your nervous system. There are a special group of nerves endings. They're called the root hair plexus. If you just look right there, you'll see them at the end of your hair bulb. They're wrapped around because your hair is connected to your brain. It is literally an extension of your nervous system. Scientifically, this is science. I'm not talking about my opinion. I'm talking about facts. Moving forward.
Run it.
Run it. You can research all of this.
Keep going.
Okay. Now, would you like to read this for us, Stefan?
Yeah. A hair plexus or root hair plexus is a special group of nerve fibers ending and serves as a very sensitive
magnetoreceptor
for touch sensation. Each hair plexus forms a network around a hair follicle and is a receptor, which means it sends and receives nerve impulses to and from the brain when the hair.
Wait, to and from the what?
The brain.
To and from the what?
The brain.
Oh, okay. I wanted people to understand this is science. I'm not bringing to you anything but facts, and this is why it was so important that we waited for this video, because I only bring facts to you. You can go research this stuff. It's called the hair root plexus. The root hair plexus is a group of nerves that send impulses to and from the brain. Now, we didn't notice as Black people why our hair. This is why I teach this, and Allah didn't make any mistakes, or our higher self didn't make any mistakes in creating and designing this whole thing. You, right? You didn't create any mistakes. I'm here to remind you what you created and why you created it. Now, our brain waves are heightened when we grow our hair out and it locks up. Your hair naturally locks. All hair locks. All of them. You can hit play for me.
Stop there.
No, you can keep it playing. I
By the end.
I think that's where it ends at.
That's a wrap.
Now check this out. Now let me finish with this. That beautiful last picture of the melanated sun people with their long locks to their back and their ether connection to each other in the earth, in the sun, and the cosmos. The beautiful original people of this planet. And the importance of this is why I quit my job. This is why I quit cutting people's hair. I walked off my job once I realized that I was going to be part of the problem of harming my people, and I refused to cut their antenna. Once I knew this, once I knew that the hair was connected to your brain, and that it modulated and sent impulses to and from the brain, that's when I knew I had a moral responsibility not to cut Black people's hair anymore. Now, I could shape you up, and I could do a little temp fade, but I can't cut your hair off, and I wasn't going to make no money that way. Plus, I was waking up in other ways. So, being a barber and a god, you can't be a barber.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask one question? I'm sorry, I just got to ask this. What about ancient Egypt? What do you think about that culture? Is that a fictional thing that they're talking about, or do you think they had some type of wisdom that was far above? I'm sorry, what?
What about ancient Egypt?
What do you think about the culture? Do you think it's fanciful, or is something that we made up? Or
Egypt has many different times in it. Just like everything that happened in the past is happening right now. If we look at us, we will see ancient Egypt. Nothing's new under the sun. It's all regurgitated loot.
What I'm saying is you learn in the first chapter of barber school, which I know you went to barber school, so I know you knew. So I know you learned that that's where barbering was discovered in ancient Kemet, correct?
No, they
So
took
while
no
you're talking
barber.
about
That's
while
not
you're
what.
saying these things, and when you were a priest, you were required to shave your head. You were required to take all the hair off of your body,
No,
so
that's
you can
not what
tap
I
all
learned.
the way into the physical. Oh,
That's
that's
not.
not true.
That's not what I learned. No,
That
sir.
that's not true.
No, sir.
That's on the
I was
record.
taught.
So cool.
What I was taught that cutting hair.
That's what you were. Was it what you were taught or told? Well, like, because I'm saying history is
What was in
history.
my
Like you
books?
said,
What was
it
in my
speaks for
book?
itself.
Well, I got my barber license. And what was in my book of school is that doctors, white men that were doctors. This is where barber industry came from.
We don't want to talk about white men.
You gonna keep cutting me off? Or you gonna let me talk?
No, go ahead.
All right. So what I was taught in school, because I remember I passed my at the top of my class. That's why I got my barbershop. What I was taught in school is that barbering came from doctors, the white men that were doctors. That's where barbering came from.
That's not true, bro.
It started out in the medical field.
That's not true, bro.
Go do your research.
I already know the research. I'm telling you right now, if you look at the barber pole, it'll tell you the red is for the blood, the white is because we used to be surgeons as well. This had nothing. Man, hey, listen, man. My bad, God. You got your lane. But all I say, peace be upon you, my brother. Man, I ain't got nothing but love for you and for everybody on here. And I'm glad we were able to sit down and have this build and talk because I think it's really important because there's people that always come from different factions and it's easy to isolate everybody and say we're the right ones. And this is what I was trying to get to, bro. You think you just explained something. I told you, shout out to African Creative Energy. Man, I promise. I read this book, 6 years ago when I was locked up, bro. I read the book and half the images that you were showing came from that book. You acting like I don't know this information. My point is there's some that are chosen, there's some that's not. How do you know who's chosen? By the color of their skin, by the way they look, by the outer symbols, by the outer signs of an inner covenant? The outer signs of an inner covenant? Listen to how that shit sound, man. And I've been sitting here listening to this. I've been listening to you. I've been letting you go. And I know you got science and I know you got knowledge. So I'm not trying to step on that. But it seems for some reason when you want to come and teach and you about to teach something, you teaching me something that ain't man, come on, man. And then also, like, again, if you're chosen, you're chosen. If you're not, you're not. Right. I'm not the one that decides who's chosen. That's the funny part. I'm just here to play my part. So if you choose to be one of them, if you choose to make yourself if you choose to do that, that is your own free will and accord, my brother. That's the only thing that I'm trying to stress to you. You think you just broke some science down to me that obviously, come on, man.
Okay, so all I'm saying is what does Egypt and what does anything you just said subjectively have to do with the objective facts that I just proved?
My brother, again, for the 100th time, I'm not saying that you're wrong.
My only thing was to give you facts. You could do whatever you
bro. And what I'm saying, bro, I appreciate you extending those to me, and I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. I don't disagree with you on that level. That is something that can benefit you spiritually, and it can help you to. It'll build your auric field, if you will, or your energetic field, if you will. You're not missing me with nothing. What you're missing me with is I'm sitting here telling you, some are fucking chosen. A lot aren't. It's not my choice to talk to somebody that's not chosen and make him chosen. That's not my choice.
It's your choice to do the morale thing. It's up to you to not be a part of it.
When you talking about morale, you're talking about subjective, brother. You're talking about a subjective. No, bro. I've been listening.
I have to say,
I've been listening.
I'm not saying that you can't do whatever you want to do. I'm saying that it is the moral thing to do is not to cut people's hair, not to be a part of it.
Who's moral?
Who's moral?
Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying, Stephen?
Brother, 100%. but whose morals?
Whose morals?
You understand perception. I know you understand perception. Everybody thinks they're looking at shit right now. All they're looking at is light refracting off of objects, coming into their fucking mind, getting nerves into their brain in the dark, in the triple stages of darkness of your mind. It's producing a picture which is giving you the outside world, none of which is real. So it's all perception. It's all individual. It's going to be based off of who's looking at it. And if you're chosen, you're going to look at it one way. If you fucking brain dead,
Chop, chill out, man. Chill out. Calm down.
Hey, can I smash right fast? Can I smash?
Hold on. I want to hear what Steven got to say about this. I want to hear what Steven has to say about this.
I'm going to still say, just based on morality, you know, I really do believe hair. And no one's wrong or right in this situation. You know, it's hair. Hair is so important because the morality of it is a test of your character, right? Like if and I still go back, if you have a lot of gray in your hair, you know, because we're not supposed to age, guys. That's the thing. It's aging has to do with the hair and the skin and the cells and the rejuvenation.
Get out your emotions, God. You looking like
I'm not. I just can't keep going in circles. We on a wheel, bro. What's your sign, Chop? What's your sign? Because I love y'all, and I'm like, man, can we please do something higher than this? Like, God,
can I smash? Can Hulk smash? Can Hulk smash?
Please, sir. I'll get out the way. No, sir. Hey, I love you, brother. I told you this.
Yeah, can I smash? Can I smash on the show, please? Can I smash on my own show?
I want to say this one thing. The ancient Christian monks had a lot to do with their hair as well. A lot of the squires and friars would always shave their head to show appreciation to the sun god or to the Most High. And they would keep the outer rings on purpose, and they weren't able to grow their hair fully until they reached the rank of master because they were friars, the friar monks. And that's just ancient Christian culture.
What about my people?
Appreciate it, bro.
When I came before, you see this bald head? What do monks wear? Do monks let their hair grow?
No.
Monks are not the Most High's children.
Who taught them?
Who taught them?
Yeah, I'm not. Hold on. Let me get into it. The reason why monks cut their hair is to outdo yourself. I could project that same electromagnetic field.
I can hear you, bro. I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Am I breaking up? Hello?
We can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, got you. To piggyback what Chop said, yes. Oh. You got to realize what this is. Everybody is not the same, yet they are the same. That's the paradox. When gods come into bodies, I don't have to do anything. I do what I wilts. I could cut my hair and I still have more electric. My aura will be bigger than anybody's here. This is what this is. I was able to tap into the Christ consciousness by cutting my hair, by being on the second floor without touching the earth. So I was able to do these things. Now, for some people, yes. Some people, the lower vibration and they don't, people that's on vacation here, they need everything they can get. But I don't need to let my hair grow down my back. That's BS.
Right,
and I proved it. So,
I was gonna make a comment. I know all about telomeres too. Person in the chat. You're right though. Good job.
Right. So not to get back to my bill. As far as again, I the same thing that you're talking about in Dr. York days. I want to say that in the 90s with the 9 ether. That's really where that come from, Dr. York. But this is the thing. We could transfer all of that. You don't know how powerful I am. I'm not subject to any rules unless I subject myself to them for experience purposes.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
But why does your hair grow?
It grows this,
And actually, add to his point though, because he's right.
Same way your cells shed. You know, your skin cells shed, and all of that is cells. All of it is part of the building blocks. But at the same time, it's an illusion.
Oh my God!
To add to his point, he's really correct.
Too much subjectivity here.
Even after the body dies, the so-called body.
Wait, yo, Chop, your phone is chopping up. That's why your name is Chop.
Right.
Oh man, come on, he's trying to cat. He's trying to cat real quick.
No.
Come on,
I can hear you now, but
we could do that too, man.
It's my body.
Hey, let's keep it godly. Let me go to the next. Let's go to the next thing, because I don't know how we got on hair. I really want, you know what I'm saying, go there.
Bro took us off. God took us to the hair.
I just want to say that it's immoral.
The God took us to the hair, bro.
It is immoral.
Go take him to the hair salon.
The universal law. It is against the universal law. It is against the universe. And
your universe.
Listen, it is against the universe, and all that is to cut somebody's hair. Listen to me. It is not righteous because of science. I just showed you the facts.
All right, let's smash this right here. I hear you talk about morals.
He's still living here, bro. He's not on the spiritual level.
Both morals and righteous. What's righteous here means squat in a different realm.
He's still here. He doesn't get that.
Some Hellenistic
Victorian. He don't get that.
Yeah, what morals are you talking about?
Bro, he's here, bro. He's here.
I think morality.
He's here, bro.
I think morality is based in what is right. I think what's right.
Right to whom?
Stop. Let me finish talking.
Who? You right?
Let me finish talking. Let me finish talking.
Who's it right to?
I'm about to tell you.
He ain't gonna tell you shit.
I think what is right. Y'all gonna let me talk?
Good. Run it, God.
I think what is right, what is moral is based in what is right. And what is right is based in what is fact, which we can reprove objectively with facts. I came to you guys with objective facts. You're giving me your subjective opinions. I've given you facts. Did I not, Stephen?
You use a word that
Stephen, did I not bring facts, Steph?
No, what you read was scientific.
Bro, you're talking about a small piece. Listen.
What you did, Steph? Did you hear? Did I bring fact?
Yeah, what you said was scientifically correct. Yes.
So why am I getting arguments? Why am I getting subjective arguments? Why am I getting subjective arguments instead of objective debates?
Bro, did I not just break down that everything is perception and it's all subjective depending on who?
Oh my God, this is so subjective.
Did I not just break that down?
Facts. Gods are based in facts.
I can't wait till we rewind this shit.
Gods are based in facts. What makes you a god is that you're a scientist. You have to be a scientist to be a god. It's mathematical.
Is it not a fact? Is it not a fact? This is the holographic universe.
You cannot be a god and base it off subjectivity.
Brother, there is no such thing as science.
Guys,
brother, there is no such thing as science, brother.
Oh
There's no such. Let me explain this to you. Let me teach you for a second. Right. There's no such thing as science, bro. There's no such thing. That's just what we use to identify what we're dealing with so we can communicate with each other. We'll use the word science. Just like if we see a bird flying. Hey, there's a bird.
Can you block somebody named Corey H in the chat room because he's being disrespectful, please?
Let's see. Hold on a second.
I got
it. Block it.
You're not wrong, Chop. You're not. Like everything is ones and zeros.
Everything is like you trying to put everything sectional as if it has these things that we are finite beings. We have a beginning and we have an end. That's why we identify with things the way we identify. When we're in the infinite, bro, we don't take none of that shit into account. None of it. It sounds foolish to even consider it. So this is what I'm trying. This is the only thing I'm saying. I'm not saying my brother is wrong about the hair scientifically. He's 1000% correct as far as we know. Like as far as we know at this point in our development, he's correct. And I'm sure in another 20 years we'll find some more stuff out that we didn't know. But the point is that's never going to end because that's not our point. That's not our point. We're missing it.
The point is, science is the observation of the natural phenomenal world. Yo, you're being lazy. This is the problem with our people. Our people do not want to get into biology, astronomy. We don't want to get into quantum physics. We don't want to get into these subjects. We're lazy. We think that, you don't want to do no research. You don't want to do no studying, and you just want to be subjective and go with what's
Wait. Or is it that you have different faculties in the body? You can't have 5 of the same fingers on a hand. The hand's not going to function properly. Maybe you have different functions for different individuals, and maybe none of them is incorrect.
No,
if they're in alignment in their true design. This is all I'm trying to say. You can't.
Or maybe black people have been made to be lazy, and made to be ignorant, and not.
I'm not that lazy. You can see that.
Yeah, you talking to two gods, bro.
No,
yeah, I'm not that lazy. You can see that.
Listen, I can't be talking to a God that doesn't bring facts. You guys are subjective.
So is it
That's
not
God? That is mortal behavior. You're acting like mortals, and you're not acting like gods. Don't argue over subjectivity. You have an opinion. I gave you facts. Are you bringing facts back? No, you give me your opinion.
I'm trying to tell you that your facts only exist within the hologram.
And here we go with that again.
But you have to be able to understand the natural universe that we live in.
Exactly.
Right. I understand it, and I'm past it. We're trying to have a godly conversation.
Well, there's other people that's learning, that's listening to you.
Hey, bro. And a couple 100 years ago, they said that the Earth was the center of the universe, and that's what everybody knows.
Right.
Like they can take that shit to wherever the fuck they want to take it. You only know what you know, but you think that you're at your peak, but you really like a second grader.
This is a fact.
But you can't tell this dude shit because he knows too goddamn much. What I'm trying to tell you is, no matter how much you know, you don't know shit. Okay, so once you get that concept,
that's dismissive, that's lazy, and that's just outright wrong. What I'm telling you is that we have to do and take the time to do the research and study things, even if it evolves.
Bro, I've studied for probably longer than you've been alive, and it's physical.
That's what he's missing. He thinks we're stupid as shit.
No, it's like it's folk. No, he's not calling you guys stupid. It's folks on a wheel, right? Is what he's trying to say. I gave a whole lecture about this, and if you don't understand,
we're going to quantum for you. Let's break this down. All right, let's only deal with the Earth realm here, I guess, because we're on that level. Let's deal third grade. Let's go in third grade. We try to have a college debate, but we can't have a college debate. Let's go third grade for the rest of the show. All right, so let's go ahead and nip this in the bud. Yes, Chief, you're absolutely right. I'm gonna grow out my hair. I'm gonna look like Homie the Clown, thanks to you. You happy with that?
It's sarcasm.
It's sarcasm.
We've been sarcastic the whole damn time.
We can never have.
I was listening to him chuckle and laugh forever. So
this is the problem with my people. My people do not care about science at all.
Because you know why?
This is why we suffer. We suffer for the lack of knowledge and ignorance. We will suffer. It says it all throughout the text. You do not want to look into science. You do not want. I brought facts to you, and you took them facts and you just pooped on them.
No, I acknowledge your facts. I agree, but I'm saying that I transcend that particular fact.
Okay, so here's how I like to explain it to people. If we are creators, in which we claim to be, right, the only way to recreate something further down the line is to be able to understand how it works. So if you created this universe, if you put the sun and the moon in their proper places, they're the same distance. But if you don't study the quantum aspects, and if you don't study how everything is put together, you can't rebuild Humpty Dumpty. You have to be able to understand every part of the universe itself, from biology to chemistry to knowing how to farm. You have to be a genius in every aspect.
Steve, we've been too long on this subject. I didn't really want to go there. I don't know how I lost control of the panel, but I want to talk about the next subject, which we got. Does the pursuit of happiness have an ending or an arrival?
It's kind of hard to build with someone that's going to get emotional to the point where they don't have any control of themselves. And it's like kind of hard to talk to someone because it becomes like a subjective argument rather than let's base ourselves in facts. I'm willing to show you what I have and bring to the table facts. Are you? Or are we going to argue subjective points?
Can I rebuttal that? I think what caught him off guard and caught me off guard a little bit is that, you know, we're thinking this is going to be a collegiate debate, and you're taking us back to first grade, and you're acting like as if we don't know how to do our ABCs. You're acting as if I don't know how to count to 100 or do my times tables, and that's what's frustrating, and that's why the emotion came out. But you know, I'm trying to move past.
As a God, aren't you supposed to master the emotion?
Well, again, everybody expresses themselves differently. Did I express any emotion?
No, what I'm saying to you is that if we're building with God, you know what the meaning of God, God means facts. That's what God, if you broke God all the way down, the word God, if you broke morality down, righteousness down, it all based in science, it's all based in objectivity, not subjectivity, not your personal opinion, but based in facts. Can you bring facts behind what you're talking about? You talk about all these other things and you dismiss things by saying it's not real. And I'm like, come on, man, we're living in the natural realm.
Right. And again, I will let's taper the debate to here. And I could speak on that level. I could teach first grade.
Every time I've come to you with genuine facts. Like when you asked me about money, I told you that how the universe works when it comes to cosmic currency and how we shouldn't be working for money. I brought facts to you. I'm not telling you like some personal opinion.
Did I not rebuttal with facts?
I just, you know, in my opinion, I just want to keep on moving more forward.
Yeah, this course right here. Did I not rebuttal with facts?
You brought it with subjective opinions, but
so money is not moon energy. If I break down the etymology of the word money, I won't trace it back to moon energy, and I won't find this naturally occurring in nature as I broke it down. So all of what I said is imagined. I just made that up.
I feel like that's subjective to a point because of the fact that we know what money is. You're taking it into some kind of metaphysical thing. We actually know what money is because we live in a world of money. We know what it is. It's commerce. Simply.
But do you realize that there is something you got to scratch beneath the surface? There's something deeper than everything that we see. So if you want to deal on the surface, if you want to deal on the surface level, I can deal on the surface level.
And I told you that on the surface level, we fell into our lower selves where we don't use morality. We trust in this commerce to be civil. And if we had morality, we wouldn't need money, the exchange of money.
That is true.
So what is your morality and where does your stand? Who sets your standards of morality?
Like if we were gods, we would know that we were reflections of each other and we would see each other in each other. Like namaste, I see you, meaning I see myself in you. And so how we treated other people would be a reflection of how we actually felt about ourselves. And there would be no poverty.
So God didn't create poverty to experience it. God didn't create war to experience it. God didn't create evil to experience it.
Yes, but all I'm saying is that we're in a lower state and we're coming out of that through consciousness.
You didn't answer my question.
I'm saying that we're in cycles of consciousness. And yes, we went into a dark age where we forgot what we were. And now we're remembering what we were through science. Through science and through objectivity, we know what's facts. And if we don't base ourselves in facts, then we won't never get to the point of becoming right.
Whose facts?
Oh my goodness. A fact is something that can be proved over and over and over and over and over again. Like a fact is something irrefutable. It can be proved over and over. You want to look up the definition of a fact?
So let's do this. Is it a fact that you're God?
That's a fact.
Prove it.
I can prove it through quantum physics. We can use the observer's effect to prove that I am the creator. You know why? Because without me observing something, everything turns into a potential of a wave to the quantum field. When I observe it, we know through quantum physics, through science, that I am the creator through my observation. Period.
So what is the difference between that and saying that money is energy? Everything is energy.
Well, the difference is we know what money is. Money is commerce. Money is commerce.
Is it not energy?
Everything is energy.
Right. So do you know what the occult, that is not about behavior, what you're talking about as far as morality, is everything is energy. It's about the energy we give off. And so certain people feed off energy, and that's godly.
Right. And I'm not talking about that because we could talk about all kind of energy. I'm talking about the specific of what actual money is. Money is the lack of morality in humanity. That's where it comes from.
Morality. So again, I'm trying to base it on here. I understand what you're saying about here. Whose morality? You're not answering the question. Whose morality are you basing it on?
The morality of the universe, the morality of the gods. The gods know that we're reflections of each other. Listen.
So the gods did not create adversaries. The God did not create war. The God did not create poverty, starvation.
Well, we live. These are things that happen when we're out of balance. This is what happens when we're out of balance.
But see how you're deflecting. Isn't that godly?
I'm only saying that it was designed to show us what not to do. All the things that we're doing and we're suffering and we're in pain and we're suffering to show us what not to do so that we can get back to balance.
So the only way back to balance is through the Most High.
Through objective facts.
My point is that the duality has always been there. Is what in the book of Isaiah, if you want to get biblical, that is Isaiah, right, Chop? As far as I created all things, good and evil. I created that, he, them.
Yeah, that's Isaiah. Well, that's in a couple.
Chop.
What's up, baby? Hey, man, my bad. I lost connection, man.
You're bringing the choppiness, man. You're bringing the choppiness.
So my point is that God is everything. God is not just good as far as your perception sees it. You're missing half of it. I'm half God and half Zilla.
Okay, can I say something to say something to that? There's two gods.
Okay.
In the English dialect, right? And what we say is God. The first God is the God that is good. That is everything righteous. That's what is right. The second God is good and bad. That's the universal God. When we say God, what we're saying is good. What is good, what is right. Right? And then that God has an opposite, which is evil, right? Which is the devil. But universally, we have two gods, so it's two contexts of it. So, and that's just the English language. Because we could say the word weak, and the word weak has two concepts to it. So we have to understand that when people say God, sometimes they're saying it universally, like you're saying, oh, God is everything, and they just throw that all together. Or we're going to talk in fine detail and say God is what's righteous and what's good and what's pure and what's balanced.
That's a very, very religious perspective of God.
Without hot, how can there be cold?
Oh, bro, you just hot back in.
I'm good. I'm good.
God is everything. Allah is all. Good and what you perceive as evil. Only in the game you perceive good and evil. Everything is what it is. Isis. That's what the god Isis was about. It is what it is. So moral, moral says who?
He said what now? What did he say?
He said, he's always talking about morals. Whose morals? Are we talking about the Europeans' morals? We talking about the Roman morals? We talking about the government's morals?
I'm talking about the laws of nature's morals. The laws of nature.
The morality of the heart.
The morality
of whose heart?
Are you listening?
Of whose heart? Hey, I got some stuff I got to take care of, bro. I got to run and take care of something, man. Hey, Nature Boy. Hey, appreciate you, Nature Boy, man.
Too emotional, man. Bye. You too emotional, man.
Bro, no, I got some. No, hey, I love you, bro. I'm telling you. Hey, look, ain't no emotions involved, man. Come on, man. Hey, this is called a bill, bro. If there's no clash, if there's no fucking clash of energy, then there's no building. Like there's nothing happening, man. Like there's no chiseling going on. It's got to be a clash to chisel.
Go lower somebody's frequency, man. Go ahead. Go cut somebody's nervous system out.
You see, and that's what I'm talking about. That make you, hey, look, if you really was on that shit, you ain't no better. Hey, I swear to God, I love you, man. I love y'all, man. I got some shit I gotta do though, man, for real.
Yes, sir.
Peace, G. Peace. All right, Steve.
This is the thing. Y'all, hold on, let me remove you. Boom. This is the thing. Don't forget that the heart chakra is in the middle.
There goes more subjectivity.
It's in the middle. That's a fact.
More subjectivity.
Is it not a fact, Stephen? It's not a fact that the heart chakra is in the middle.
Yeah, it is a fact. But to access, I mean, I know you know this, Brett, but to access the higher chakras, you have to live that life of morality. I mean, so the reason why they call them the 7 deadly sins, or the way that mankind is because they're on the pathway to death, and you can't be righteous and die at the same time.
Right, but don't forget the heart. Jesus and the heart chakra who he represented is. I thought the same thing, brother. I thought the same thing till I realized that, damn, I thought I was up there, but I realized I had a long way to go. So the heart chakra is in the middle, not at the top. The crown chakra is at the top. And then that's just the beginning of outside of the body. What are we talking about here, bro? See, I want to get on that. I want to get on a collegiate level. You still talking marbles and jumping jacks to me. You got what I'm saying? The heart chakra is still in the middle of the body, bro. And it's green. That's nature.
It is, yeah. I think also trying to say the morality does play a factor in everything, because even like I know we have a question coming up in the future of mankind, and the future of mankind depends on these moral factors that increase spiritual levels all across the realms. You know, if it starts here and it sends a shockwave through everything.
Solar said, not to cut you off, Solar said morality matters, righteous matters. Righteous to whom? So if I say I'm righteous
to whom? You know what? You keep saying righteous to whom, as if you don't understand that what we're saying is what is right. What is right can be proved with fact and objectivity. There's only one right way, but because of facts, we're living in a simulation. We live in like the Fibonacci code. Everything is mathematical. We have to find out the truth through science. Why don't you understand that there's a righteous path?
I understand I understand. I overstand.
Not a subjective righteousness, like, oh, whose righteousness? Yes, we know that certain people, like right now, you have a righteousness in your own mind. It's probably based in your own perceptions. We're talking about not based in your own perceptions, but there's an absolute truth that's based in mathematics.
Only here, bro.
And here we go. More subjectivity.
You don't get it, huh?
I can't. I do get it. I totally get it. I get the fact that you're saying things that are based in perceptions, subjective perceptions. Like you know, we want to talk more of on a science level. That's stuff that we can prove, because I like to think of myself as a scientist, man. That's my religion. Science is my religion.
So, right. I mean, science is, so that comes back to the future of mankind again too, because there's 2 laws of thought, right? So, yes, our goal is to. It actually goes back to like what you do, living in nature and being with the universe and nature and everything. So, at some point in time, the laws of nature and the laws of science will always clash, no matter what. It is up to mankind, or whatever mankind is, us, to choose if we will go back into the laws of nature, or will everyone get enslaved again and start back over and at another level. And that's what science does, and it has done it forever.
How do the laws of nature and the laws of science clash? I'm not understanding how they clash.
With the artificial intelligence and rebuilding the system. That's the whole thing.
No. That's the lower self taking nature and using it against itself.
But humans will always do that if they don't have the right morality. Always, 100%.
We don't always do that as long as we're in tune with what is, and that we have a pure heart. And that's why this economy is failing. This civilization is falling as we speak. It's falling.
Yeah, because of lack of morality. I would agree. Yes.
Right. So we have to look at what's moral and what's right. And I think that it's impossible for true science, like actual true science, not science is being used against our own humanity. I'm not talking about so we talk about technology, right? And we overdoing technology and microwaves and all of this radiation and stuff. We're overdoing it. When you understand what I'm saying? Like the overconsumption of meat. We're supposed to eat meat. We're supposed to eat fish. We're not supposed to eat it so much. The overconsumption of it is what kills us. It's always greed. Everything's supposed to be done in moderation. And I used to think that we're supposed to be vegan until I went out in nature and tried to be a vegan. And I realized, like, shit, we're not supposed to be vegan. We're supposed to be goddamn hunting and fishing and like sometimes growing our food and raising our food. We're supposed to be doing it, but we're not supposed to be eating it so much. It's moderation. But now
gluttony is a sin.
Huh?
Gluttony is a sin. Yes.
So what we do, we're creatures of comfort and we're creatures of convenience. So we make things more convenient by mass producing it. You got these restaurants. Look at what capitalism does. Capitalism says anybody can open up a business and order meat. And the more businesses open that require and demand meat, the more we have to mass produce. And the more we have to mass produce, the more we have to use hormones and preservatives to get the product out fast. And the more we become immoral to how we even have our food and raise our food. And so now we're poisoning our own selves. And so that's not science. That's ignorance. That's not, you could say that's science. You could say that they're using science to graft meat and mass produce meat. Yeah, they're using technology, but that's not scientific. That's not, when I say science, I'm talking about things that are based on objective facts that allow us to survive on this planet as a race, as a human race, as a species. We're not surviving on this. We're not even surviving. We're dying. So I don't think that's science. I think science is something that's based in facts. And the fact is, if you mass produce, if you do the numbers, there's all kind of people that done videos, right? Like forks over spoons, forks over knives. I'm sorry, forks over knives. What the hell? What the bleep? Or what was it called? What the hell? Something like that. It's all kind of movies out there talking about the overconsumption of capitalism and teaching us the facts and the numbers of what happens when what we're doing. So yeah, we're using technology against ourselves, and you could try to call that science, and you could blame that on science. I blame it on greed.
So so you're saying that the devil's doing all this, or
here we go with the devil again. The devil, and that's why I said we got to get more into science, because we got to get out of the spookism. The devil is just living outside of what we're supposed to be doing. So that's evil. Evil is to live backwards. If you break the word down, it just means to live backwards. Evil backwards means to live. So when you live backwards, it's evil. The evil devil is the evil, the way you live backwards. So when we look at evil, evil is in everyone that participates in it. Evil is in all of us. So
wouldn't it be easier to say just to live is evil?
No, to live against what is. The laws of nature is evil, bro.
Everything is what is.
Yes, in a sense, yes, but it is us that are alive, that are here to transition the isness into the isness. You know, the business into the isness. I think that we can philosophize things, and we can sum them up to put smoke in the mirror, or we can clear the mirror and say, hey, yes, of course, all of this is isness, but we are here as transitioners into the kingdom of heaven on earth. I'm a part of the transition to the righteous way of living on this planet. Either you are or you're not.
What about this?
What about as a transitioning team?
What about there are people that come in and try, but it keeps ticking on. So
it doesn't tick on, it's dying. It's literally dying. We might think it's ticking on because we're zoomed in, but you got to zoom out to realize.
What you mean? This is it's been around, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Yeah.
No,
it moves in spirals.
All right, listen. Let me tell you something. The evil, or Babylon, or what you would call the virus on this planet, time is up. Corona shows you that. Corona is actually the immune system of the planet. It only takes
Corona, the United States government has the patent on Corona. What are you talking about? It's man-made.
Man is God.
Right. Well, I'm talking about
man is a part of nature.
Self-made.
Whatever man is doing, God is doing. So the universe is doing it through man. Even if we think that we're smarter than the universe is doing it through man. Even if we think that we patent a vaccine or a virus, and we did it to ourselves, it's the universe wiping us out.
So I have a question. So with that statement being said, then that God is doing the will through man, which is true, would you agree that there are multiple levels to places that aren't here then? Because that's kind of what I believe.
What do you say? Is there multiple levels of places that are not here? What do you mean?
Yeah, like so you say, so you have the Most High is the one, the supreme being of the universe, right? But when you think there's different stages, like you have the archangels, which is a metaphor, and the angels and the workers, and then you have Earth down here. So when you say that God is doing everything through the coronavirus to man, wouldn't you think there'd be a level before he did that? Even though it is all his subjects, don't get me wrong, I understand the hierarchy, but it's hard for me to grasp that concept, if that makes sense, because I think there's levels to it.
And that's where and you know what, I want you to understand something real quick, Stephen, that the earth is everything that is, and he doesn't agree with this, and you might not agree with this, but the earth is an interface. It's like the internet, right? Everything is here. Everything is above. All the planets that you see above, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, all of those planets are here. All of the aliens are here.
No,
let me finish. For instance, you have the internet. The internet, we have different. We would say Instagram was a planet we logged into, but the Instagram is on the internet. It's based in the interface on the internet. The planet Earth is not a planet. It is an interface for consciousness, and all beings meet here. All beings from all planets and all different kind of species. All of the different kind of species are different kind of beings that being here to exist, to play out. This is the playing grounds. This is where everything happens. The whole universe is right here. This is not a planet. This is the whole universe. And I had to learn this by going out in nature, and it hit me one day. And I learned this, like, whoa, the earth is not just a planet. It is a plane of it is literally an interface for all of the universe. So it plays out. Everything plays out here. All the plants, the octopus, all of the species on this planet, we would consider them different species from different planets. Even different human beings.
Prove that through science.
Even different human beings. Go ahead, brother.
Prove that through science.
Well,
from a different planet.
I could prove it through science by telling you of the Hermetic principle. The Hermetic principle is that everything you see up above is happening here. On top of that, we can use the holographic universe to understand that everything you see outward is in you. It appears that your body is on the outside of you, but the body is a figment of your mind. Your body is inside your mind. Your mind is giving you the illusion that you have a body. So everything you see is within you, and everything that you see out there is right here. The earth is actually an interface that allows, if you understood the internet and how it works, then you can understand how life works. This is like the movie Avatar. The movie Avatar. The earth is a actual interface for consciousness. Period. It is the universe. We're not on a planet. We're on the universe.
I definitely disagree with that.
I would say through my experiences, and I just want to make a quick comment to someone in the chat. I do know the levels. I don't like to say the names of it personally, just because of my associations with certain things. But yes, I would say that through my experiences, that everything is actually here, and the path to righteousness, or some would say, I guess I don't like to use the word, but immortality is all right here. There are there's two groups of thinking, right? There's the people who think that everything is out, but I mean, and then there's some people that think everything's here, and I it's hard to say, and I don't know if I want to say it on the internet or not, of my particular belief, but yeah, what you're saying I don't think is wrong. And through my experiences, I've seen some weird things that, like, hey, everyone is always bouncing around here.
Can I chime into that? Can I rebuttal that?
Absolutely.
No, I mean,
no. I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree, man.
No.
Consciousness is what we are. Consciousness is everywhere. The earth is a simulation. I definitely agree with that, but it's also something that we made up, that we all agreed upon. And this is a
interface.
It's not an interface, but it's a.
Oh my God.
When you look outside, there's levels within this particular hologram. So Saturn and all that stuff, that's a different level.
Your ego is a profile.
Huh?
Your ego is a profile.
So I thought I could finish, bro. I thought I didn't say a word. I've been very disciplined even on my own platform.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, all that's different levels of consciousness. The stars that you see, that's a different level of consciousness. So everything has consciousness. All the elements have consciousness. So we go through these different phases of consciousness. Earth is a very dense form of consciousness, and it's only one part of the game. It's only one level of the game that we play. So who we truly are has nothing. Is beneath the earth. Meaning not beneath, literally beneath this particular, where we come and play and where we come to experience ourselves.
Interface. It's an interface. That's what you're trying to say.
Let's look up interface. Let's look up the word.
Can you bring it up? Can you bring up the word interface, please? That would be so beautiful. Thank you. I love facts.
Interface definition.
I'm God. I like facts.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see.
Watch this. We're about to learn something. You ready to be enlightened? Can we flip the camera?
Hold on. I don't think I can flip this camera, but can you see my screen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can you see it?
Yeah, can you zoom in?
I don't think I can zoom in. I can move up and down. But interface, the place at which independent and often unrelated systems meet and act on or communicate with each other. Man-machine interface.
Okay, so let me read what I got. The place or area at which different things meet and communicate with or affect each other. A system that is used for operating a computer, a system that controls the way the information is shown to a computer user and the way the user is able to work with the computer. Now, would you agree, again, that Earth is a place where different things meet and communicate with or affect each other? A system. It is an interface, bro.
I don't agree because, again,
oh my God, I love how he just says it like, I don't agree.
Yeah,
the universe is teaching me patience with this man. Go ahead.
Let me tell you why I don't agree, because you're actually not real. You're actually part of me.
In the interface, right? Okay, can I explain something real quick? I will make it so clear to you. I promise you, I'll make it so clear. And you're still gonna be like, I don't agree. Look, Watch this, bro. Let's look at social media. Just look at the internet and how it works. It's the same thing. We are right now using profiles to meet up on an interface called the internet.
Okay, I can agree
This
with
is
that.
a place or area in which different people or things meet and communicate with or affect each other. Okay, so check this out.
So you
Your
believe in a
ego-
separation?
Hold on, huh?
You believe in we're all separate?
We're all the same thing within the simulation. Listen, but this simulation, this is the interface of the simulation. So listen, when you log into Instagram would be like a planet. It would be like a plane of existence, right? Facebook would be another plane of existence. And so you're on the internet though. You cannot get on any of these things. That means if we're right now we're on YouTube, right? We're on YouTube. But we can also get on Instagram and talk to each other. These are different planes and they have different laws and different planets. These are like the different planets that we can go on through our avatars and plug in and be able to communicate with each other. Subjectively, we are the same thing, obviously. But so check it out. So when it comes to the Earth plane, it's the same thing. Our egos, we go to sleep, we log back in. This is why we say welcome back when we wake up, because we're logging off and we're logging back in. The day you was born that's your login date. We call it the login date because that's when your profile was created, right? Your avatar is profile. You logged in on Facebook. You get a profile. You get an EIN number. I mean, not an EIN number, a PIN, a URL, right? And you get this profile. That's the address to you, right? And this address links you to someone else's address, and y'all can stream to each other and talk to each other. On this interface, it allows you to interact with each other. It allows different versions of the same thing to interact with each other without this simulation, which is an interface. So the whole universe is here. There is nothing out there. Everything is here. This is why they can't really find life outside of Earth, because it's like everything's here.
Can I run it?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, everything is outside of here. When we log on here, this is like me going into Oculus. And Chief really doesn't exist. Chief is a part of me in a different space and different time, maybe playing the game to experience himself at a different angle, different time. But I'm seeing him or illusion of him to help me further my mission and propel my purpose. Or I can let it define me. The choice is mine. I'm playing the game. But when I take these Oculuses off, these guys, and I'm playing because I don't have eyes where I'm from. When I look around, that's reality. This is not.
I mean, it's all happening at the same time, but I mean, it's a complicated idea. You guys, I mean, honestly, it's complicated. The whole world is complicated because that's what it is. I always call it a paradox when two people communicate, because if it is an interface, that's what it would be, a paradox with two people communicating, because we are all gods in our own universes. So when we come down and step off the throne to come here, it is a paradox. It shouldn't actually happen.
Strictly a paradox. But hey, let's get into these last couple of questions. We didn't answer this at all. Does the pursuit of happiness have an ending or arrival?
So I brought up this question because of in nature, everything, every planet, plant, everything that has consciousness, even like rocks, water, they have consciousness. Everything has consciousness. But why is mankind so unhappy? Is that because they are on the quest for happiness and they don't know how to reach it? And so to answer this question is, the pursuit of happiness has an arrival point when you find that consciousness point, that tipping point, to bring out that love in your heart, to open up the mind to the higher selves. And once you hit that arrival is the ending of pursuing happiness, because you will always be happy because you know what it is.
Let me get my build on that. You know, I don't take too long. I know Chief gonna go in. You know what I'm saying? I think happiness is not a destination, is a verb. I think everything is temporary. You temporarily do things to make yourself happy. I give you examples. Tom Brady played biddy ball, played park ball, played middle school, junior high, all that for that one moment to win that Super Bowl. And that at that particular moment, he was happy. It's just not a place that you could go and, oh, I'm permanently happy. Doesn't exist. Happiness is comprised of moments, and you do things and you organize your life, and you fulfill your purpose, and to becoming and to savoring these temporary moments. So it's not an arrival that we could. It's not something that we can arrive to, or it's not a destination. And that's what a lot of especially a lot of females get that twisted. I want to be happy. No such place. You work and you become happy in certain things, and you work. We're here to work. Girl is a verb. So I'll let you go in on that, Chief.
Okay. I agree. And semi-agree. All right. I want to read something to you. It is necessary to understand the fundamental drives of the universe. A spiritual impulse for transcendence and reunion with the source of all that is. This longing tugs unendingly on the soul. For the absence of God realization, all pleasure and attainments ultimately prove empty. I'm going to read that again.
You're right.
It's so powerful, bro. The final goal of life is to awaken from the illusion of separation from the whole and willing surrender one's separate sense of self, i.e. the ego, in order to merge with ecstatic bliss with God.
Forever.
And I was trying to tell you that on the last question. You were trying to tell me I'm separate. I'm trying to tell you I'm not.
Okay, so I never said you wasn't. The spiritual impulse for
you said we interface with one another. Go ahead.
Well, God wants to talk to itself. That's the meaning of life, the separatism. I mean, we can't exist without separation. The only reason why we exist.
Brandon Dixon can't exist without separation.
Huh?
Brandon Dixon can't exist. Elijah Bishop can't exist without separation.
No, I can't.
Yeah, but I am not Brandon Dixon. You're not Elijah Bishop.
Right.
That's not Stephen Contreras.
We're the same thing.
Right.
What I'm telling you is that existence is contingent upon subjectivity and separatism. And we cannot exist outside of the ego. Outside of the ego, you become everything, which is nothing, which is void. The reason why we exist and life exists is to be separate. This is why you have to experience separateness, and you have to embody the ego and appreciate the ego and be completely embrace the ego instead of negating the ego. But if it hurts you, then cut things off in your characteristics to evolve your ego to an ego that's best for the collective. So it's not that we're supposed to kill the ego, but we're supposed to evolve the ego into an ego that is beneficial to the collective.
I definitely agree on that.
And so
now you cooking. Now you sounding like you're in 4th grade. Let's go to 5th.
Okay. Not yet. But look, I'm gonna read this again because we're talking about happiness.
Master Solar say, "I am my ego." Yeah, as Solar you are.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna read this again. A spiritual impulse for transcendence and reunion with the source of all that is. This longing tugs unendingly on the soul. For the absence of God realization, all pleasure and attainment ultimately proves empty.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with mankind. There's another good metaphor about a woman taking a bath in a well, and she takes off all her clothes, and her friend comes by and sees that she's taking a bath, and her friend goes up and pushes the woman inside the well all the way down the well. She can't get out. And so her friend who pushed her down the well, takes all her clothes, puts them on, and starts parading around the whole earth as the girl who fell in the well. And that is the soul and the ego struggle, because the soul is trapped in the well while the ego goes and finds its way until that self-realization where she climbs out of the well.
Right. And then the last part is the final goal of life is to awaken from the illusion of separateness.
This is a fact.
Into the whole and willingly surrendering one's separate self, the ego, in order to merge with the ecstatic bliss with God.
It is bliss.
This is a fact.
It's always bliss.
I mean, there is no argument. That is a fact. That is, I can't rebuttal.
So I win one level.
Yeah,
with the Buddha.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just taking it and putting a more adult spin on it. You know, I've been where you've been. I sat in your shoes. I can see your perception, but I have another perception that hadn't been revealed to the world yet.
What's that? Ooh.
No, I'm talking about what I'm revealing to the world is that, hey, what we've been taught, a lot of it is BS. I can come back. You can deify yourself. I can't hop between times. I can time travel.
Okay, so here's my issue with that. Everything in reality is you happening right now.
This is a fact.
So you're already doing that, whether you know it or not, whether you're conscious of it. Like what I'm doing, you're doing. What everyone on this planet, what every species on this planet is doing right now, you're doing. Whether in the past, future, or present, time doesn't exist. Time is an illusion of the ego. But time travel is to say that your ego traveling, but you already are doing everything right now. You're experiencing everything right now.
I can go within the ego and visit different places. It's possible.
Yeah. That's why it's always hard to distinguish between. I hate when like everyone talks about aliens and things like that, creatures off this planet, because it's not the correct term. It would actually be interdimensional beings.
Right.
Everything is up and not out. Right. So
let's get to the last question. No, well, you kind of answered this question I had about how does cosmic currency work and do you have to work for it? That's a twist.
Yes, we have to work for it, and because everything is an exchange. But it's cosmic currency works through the laws of manifestation, through the laws of focusing one's mind on.
Hold on, Chief. We about to run out of time on Apple. Let me open up one more room. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to miss the bill. They only give us like an hour segment at a time. All right, let me open up another one. All right, go ahead, run it.
Okay, so cosmic currency, the work is that you have to use the laws of attraction, which takes focus, focusing one's mind on what you want or what you desire. But outside of that, surrendering oneself to the now. Cosmic currency works that whatever you think and you obsess with must come into existence. And everything that you need, you don't need to work. You can sit right where you at and write something down, and it will start to move in the universe. And before you know it, the only work that you're going to have to do is create space to receive what you need. And when the time comes to apply whatever needs to be applied towards that goal, Outside of that, you don't need to get up every day and go to work to make money to get your goals done. You can just think about it and then it comes to existence. Cosmic currency will take sacrifice. Most people everybody want to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. This is the biggest part of cosmic currency, is to be willing to put it all on the line. To be, no matter people, place, or thing, nothing comes before your goal. If anything that hinders you, if it's your eye that hinders you from entering the kingdom, pluck it out. It's better that your eye be plucked out than your whole body burn in hell. So cosmic currency has everything to know, knowing and trusting the universe that it will provide what you think and will it to supply to you. Now, the last part, and I'll give it to you, is this. When we are manifesting our dreams or our will in the universe, to make sure that it's aligned with, to make sure that what you're manifesting is aligned with universal law and what's best for the collective. Because if it's not,
you'll die.
Then what's going to happen is you're going to inflate an ego that will eventually get popped, and you will have to go through an ego death, because it goes against the very essence of the universal destiny of what's going on. So you have to submit yourself to the universe and let your will be the will of the universe as well, and allow and we do this by living in the now. We make preparations, we make plans, but we do not stick to the outcome of those plans. We allow the universe to guide us in the moment and say, okay, we're very open to the now and the moment. With our own plans, we're not attached to the expectations of our own plans. We are allowing the universe to guide us and say, you know what, that was my plan. And there's one thing that is a quote: you want to make God laugh, you want to make the universe laugh, tell it your plans. And so we live in harmony with the universe and leave space for the universe and the adventure that we must take in the now.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
I disagree.
I disagree. Damn, like, what is there to disagree about?
I know, but before
let Stephen go, because he wants to build on it. I see him smart.
Yeah. Well, you got Stephen because he's a Gnostic Christian. You talking his language.
No, I'm just saying that you're not wrong, because once you let the universe flow through you, anything is possible, obviously. And when you try to change the plans, because there's actually no plans at all, only what God has created for us at the beginning of time. And once you start going off the tree of life, which is, a major study in ancient Jewish culture, that is when the ego death happens. And once you think you've had it all figured out and you start picking and choosing where you want to go in life, that's when people die. And that's when you have to start all over from the bottom. Because, like you said, you don't want to pluck that eye out. You'd rather pluck the eye out than your whole body, because it's true. You will die if you fall from the path. And that's how people make mistakes. Yep.
Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy will be done.
Yo, you are crazy. I like you though.
So I agree with toward the end. The universe works for me, not against me.
Oh,
yes. It never works against me.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The subconscious picks up everything, and I can program my subconscious mind to do what I will.
Yep.
Whatever I want, that's what I'm here for. That's what you read before. Once you realize that awakening, once you become the Christ, once you become the Buddha, I can change and manipulate this however I want to. And this is exactly what I'm doing. I summons you. I summons Chop. I'm gonna get you guys together. We're gonna fulfill his purpose. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy will, not the universe will. The universe will as it is in heaven. That doesn't sound right. Thy will, me.
Abracadabra.
Other gods before this guy here, me. You see?
No, I have to disagree with that.
Right.
That is a recipe for disaster. Thy will be done, meaning the collective all, not you.
Who do you think I represent?
Yeah, you don't. You're a. All right. So listen. Unless your ego is in line with the all, and what's the plan for the all, and you don't know the plan for the all, the only way you can be in harmony with that is by living in the now. You don't know the plan. You have to be in the
talk to
flow.
Allah face to face.
It's not your will that will be done. It's your higher self's will that will be done.
Okay.
Your will, you're not, we're not equipped enough to know the true will of the universe. We can have premonitions, we can have intuitive insight on what we think is going to happen, but the truth is you have to live in the flow in order for the universe to, in order for your will to be done. It has to be the will of Allah that you submit to, and the will of Allah that you submit to. This is what it means. A Muslim means to be a Muslim. It means to be in submission to Allah, to be in submission to the all, to be in submission to the universe, in the flow of the now. Right now, here I am.
Right.
And
also, it says in your I want to say Genesis that once I be single, and you go to Mount Pineal, which is the pineal gland, you can talk to Allah face to face, and I can receive my instructions. What do you want me to do? Boom. This is what I'm sending you to do. Mm-hmm. Knock that out for me. 10-4. Gotcha.
But it's with everything, every action, every movement, every moment, right? Every second. Our brains can't even comprehend it because it moves so fast.
Right.
We're too finite to really fathom the infinite.
Yeah, it's right.
As that is the covenant. That is the covenant. While we're here, that is man's flaw, limited comprehension. So I will never know it all, not in the flesh.
But it's the beautiful thing to be on the internet and to get pieces and pieces and pieces of data that kind of start to paint the picture of the all and what the all's doing. And I love the internet for that.
Have you ever seen Dragon Ball Super by any chance?
No, I never seen it.
Okay, well, there's a new state of martial arts in the new series where he has to learn how to fight his enemies without thinking, with being so free and so powerful that he can move and fight without even. It's a natural ultra instinct is what it's called, because he's moving without ego, without being able to. He has the divine energy flowing through him and being able to outlast his opponents without even thinking. It's all natural, all from the source.
Well, he in the chat room said it best, and we can when we aren't the flesh. That is absolutely a fact. This is limited. This is when you're here, you're limited comprehension, limited abilities, but we hadn't tested our abilities quite yet. And especially in this age, the age that we chose to come into, we were. I agree with you. We are too lazy to test our abilities. The reason why, and you got to kind of confuse yes and no. The reason why, you ever seen the tortoise and the hare? The story of the tortoise and the hare. That's you. We're the hare. We have so much an innate ability to travel fast that we overlook the tortoise. We fell asleep on the tortoise. I don't need to study science because I am science. I don't need to, So, but that's the attitude of here when we come here. That's why we're on vacation. That's why I say we're on vacation. We become lazy. Now I've come back to restore that drive, that initiative. Like, hey, listen, we're behind. We're competing with our lower self, and the lower self is whipping our butt.
Okay, so let me say this. I think the objective of us existing is to not know what the infinite is doing. It's the adventure and the experience of not knowing that is the objective of us existing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
certain people have come and we have hey, this is a game plan. I need you to run it.
Wait, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, when you're everything and you know everything, and you decide to become finite, and you forget that you're everything, and the process only to remember that you are everything and you're nothing at the same time. I think that the objective of becoming separate, the Big Bang, is to experience not knowing.
Right. We all have
Defeats
experienced.
the purpose of knowing. Defeats the purpose of existing.
Yeah.
That's why you have to work.
I know that we're gonna eventually know everything, but I want to enjoy the not.
Right. You don't just swallow your meal. You chew it, and that's why I didn't touch the Christ consciousness until my 40s.
No, I don't want to know it all. I
28.
like to understand.
I hit it at 28.
You know,
Yeah.
so. But again, that's everything is a buildup. Yeah, I went through the ignorance. I went through the ignorance phase. We all did. But once you have you're anointed. You know what anointed means? You know what anointed one means? You be anointed with oil. Where's the oil come from? The pineal gland.
But yeah, I mean that's complicated too. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I do think it's a double entendre. So.
And I say this again. Once you become the Christ and you come back to your ego, you should be happy that you're back at your ego, because you're aware of why you became the ego in the first place. It's like, yo, I'm here to be this character in my movie, in my own creation. Here I created the sun, moon, stars, and all of this stuff. How would I be able to experience my own creation without an avatar to go into that creation and look around and see everything that I made from myself and talk to myself and other people and argue with myself and truly feel that I am separate of them? It's amazing.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah, I just want to hit on 3 quick points real quick. You say about testing our limits and our abilities. I like to think about the book of Daniel. That whole book is about God and Daniel having the covenant and testing his limits, seeing what he can do. Can he burn in the fire? Can he survive in the lions? And can he do the impossible that things people can't even do that are normal? Being able to play and pick and see what we can all do. It's actually a beautiful story. And then I think the second point I wanted to make was the show Watchmen from HBO 2019 talks about that very idea of being able to experience self and ego, that he literally blocked his mind after being able to create this world, and he wanted to go and have a family. And that's like, the show is amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's one of the best spiritual shows I've ever seen in my life.
It's called Watchmen?
Yeah, Watchmen on HBO. It's great. It's like they have everything you ever need to know.
Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on HBO. It won a couple of awards last year, 2019. And so
it's like a cartoon, kind of like.
It's live action now, but it was based off a graphic novel in the
graphic novel.
Yeah. And so basically, the God creates the universe, and then he wants to go and experience himself. So he goes and finds a girl, and he finds a girl, but then they're explaining space-time all at the same time. It's like, I already know what's going to happen to me, because he already knows everything, right? So to have fun, he literally puts a blocker in his head so he can just go walking around and be normal.
I got to watch that tonight.
They show that in the show. It's amazing. It's so good. So good. Watchmen.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that tonight. I never knew that was a concept, of the movie.
It's a slow show. It's a 9-part series, I think. The first 2 episodes are kind of slow, but everything after that, it gets real spiritual for sure. So
okay,
you just gotta wait for the build up, and it's worth it.
Last question before we get out of here. How does mankind future affect spirituality?
Define mankind.
Just the path.
That's a good question. I got a different definition of mankind. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the world and how it is. We talked about it a lot at the beginning of the show. That the morality of what's happening here is also happening up there. And which way we're at the crossroads on which way society wants to go with morality, and the morality of if we're going to go and be very into the world and into the life and how it is right now, or are we going to try to progress mankind further into the spiritual where everyone can be free, and eventually the crossroads will cross, we'll make a decision, and then there'll be another crossroads in about 100 years, in my opinion.
In my opinion, that man is not separate from nature. That if we look up the word nature, it means that it's not affected by man, but natural makes no sense. The word natural makes no sense because it says not affected by man, but man is a part of nature. And what man is doing, nature is doing. There's nothing outside that Allah is not doing through man. So it's all a process, and it's all going to become this oneness. We're here for experience. There truly, everything is happening in divine timing, right? And so humanity is not all of our thoughts, all of our actions, what we think that we're doing. We get so caught up in the separation that we think that we're doing it, but Allah is doing it. The all is doing what we think we're doing. And so we're all here to experience something that already happened. And so that's what we're doing. It's already happened. When we are experiencing it, subjectively.
Well, to me, the question is, I'll pick stuff apart. Mankind means kind of man, and mankind's future. How does that affect spirituality? Spirituality to me means Brett ritual. That's the real word. Now, which in the kind of the actually on a common meaning, I kind of know what you mean. How does us as man, how does our future affect the I guess what's the better word for spirituality? Actually, Allah's will. I think it has no choice but to be the will. I kind of agree with you on that. As far as it is what it is. There's nothing outside of Allah what is willing to do. But what's going to happen in the future is time moves as a spiral. So it's all happening now. It's not a linear thing. We perceive it as linear. Here in this particular density. The future of this is, yes, it's going to be just like Zion. It's going to be destroyed and rebuilt and going to go on and and nothing. And that is the will. Spirit is before. I Infinite says spirit is before man, bro. That is false. Look at the etymology of the word spirit, and it means breath. Simply, doesn't mean some outside entity outside of yourself. There is no spirit without man. So that is a false statement. So spirituality simply means breath ritual. That's it. I think the future, which I really don't concentrate on because I live in the now.
That's right.
And then I think the future will be what it's supposed to be. And if I wanted to find out what the future was, I would have came in the future.
Yeah, true.
But we all live in now, so.
But everything affects everything,
Right. But what I'm doing now, back here in as an avatar, I'm here to be the socioeconomic Neo. I'm here to proclaim the kingdom and usher in a new age.
Through getting money.
Getting that paper. Getting that paper, beating them at his own game.
I disagree.
Now come on, let's get funky with it. Now, Chief, you don't like them BMWs. You don't like no mansion.
Why do I need a BMW? Why do I need a mansion?
Do you like? That's not the question. I don't say need. I don't need nothing.
What I'm saying to you is, how can I be in a BMW when there's somebody over that can't even walk? There's somebody in Africa that's starving. How can I live my life for me and not the collective? How can I sit here and say, oh, I'll drive a fancy car when there's somebody across that they use these metals that come from Africa, from mines of people that dig up these mines and work very hard for us to get these metals. It's enough that I'm using these cell phones to send out a message that we should go back to nature and live more of a modest life. You see what I'm saying? So now, do I like luxury? Do I like cleanliness? Yes. But I will say this. I'm always thinking about the other person on the other side of the world that won't have nowhere to sleep tonight. And I am humbled, and I cannot allow myself to live a life where I take more than I need.
This confuses me, and I'll tell you why. Because we just talked about that there's no spoon. You know, and what I mean by spoon, there is no other people on
using
my
spirituality to justify wickedness, bro. You could use spirituality where you can murder somebody and be like, yeah, well, guess what? It wasn't real. Like, come on, bro. Like, chill. Like,
I would. Again, I told you before, like Morpheus told Neo, I don't need to dodge bullets because in my mind, they won't get even close to me. I don't need to murder anybody. That's not what I'm here for.
Way of thinking, bro. That's not a future way of thinking. That's a selfish, self-centered.
That's what we're here for.
No, we're not. We're here for the collective. We're here with what's best for
the collective. Is this outside of here, not here?
No, the collective is here, man. Humanity. We came. Everything is perfect, but humanity. You came here to heal humanity. Period.
So, are we separate, or are we together? Or what?
No, what I'm saying is that we're separate in consciousness and frequency. So we're here to usher in the truth, so that people can live by the truth, and there can be harmony on this planet. And
when has that ever been?
What? When there's harmony?
We are all been kumbaya, but we all been
all these times have exist.
Five by my calculation.
Yeah,
all kumbaya.
These times have existed. And
when was this?
Heaven is on the way, buddy.
Long time ago.
See, that's that Christian talk.
No, before that, there's been lots of society.
Hey guys, listen, I gotta tell you, it's been a great build. I gotta go.
All right, that's good.
Well, is it okay if I take this and put it on my page to promote your page?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you for the time. And
yeah.
Hey, if you ever get in touch with me, Stefan, just hit what's name up, and I'm always online.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, you can follow me on Steven Contreras on Facebook too. So.
Hey, cool. My name is Eligio Bishop. It's simple. It's simple.
Okay.
All right. Peace.
Yeah. Namaste. Namaste.
Yes,
I was just gonna say, I'm here to learn and love, man. That's what I'm trying to do. Learn and love.
Yeah, definitely a different kind of cat. Like I said, I told you this would be an interesting show. You know, at being that loan officer, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Let's read through some of these comments and then go ahead and wrap it up. Let's see what the last one. Y'all together online. How could you be separate? You just perceiving us as separate. You know, we don't actually exist in your paradox and your paradigm. So, I mean, it is what it is. Solar, I definitely appreciate it. I know you're biased, but it is what it is, man. Chief and I we're gonna link up on some stuff. I mean, it's inevitable. Still we're powerful entities existing at the same time. It's almost like within the video game you got you got two cheat codes. You know what I mean? So why not utilize it? That'll be a fun game. Let's see what else. Anything else interesting you seen in the comments?
No, I think everything was pretty well said. People were agreeing and disagreeing, and it was a good chat. Thanks for everyone tuning in. Appreciate all y'all's comments. We read most of them. So,
yep. Let's go ahead and wrap it up again. At Being That Alone, also on all social media. Steven's social media is at Steven_Contreras_90. Again, if you need, my profession is I'm a mortgage broker. I'm a entrepreneur. So you need a mortgage. You want to get investment properties. You want to get a properties. www.hocmortgage.com. If you like what we're doing, hit us up on the Power of Ownership Cash App. Steven has his own Cash App as well. Steven C1234. Also, you want to book me for any consultation, you want me to mentor you, so on and so forth. www.beingthatloanofficer.com is the handle. or you can call me. I'm available 24/7, 832-775-8357. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. It's a pretty good build. I like, I like the fact that we can have a great build and agree to disagree on some things, and then we can go from there, man. So
yeah, no
Steve,
matter what.
got going, and then we can go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah. Just have everyone have a great Thanksgiving if you're in the United States. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Be safe with your friends and family. And I just want to say peace and love always. That's the goal. We're all one. We're all supposed to love each other, and try not to do harm. And all we can do is just love. That's it.
Right. So don't forget that God is a verb, and personal responsibility is your only savior. With that, I'm gonna say peace.